Hey, True Believers, Englentine here. Now, I'm kind of jazzed up right now. I went to do a video. It's about the first Black Spider-Man, whom is not Miles Morales, by the way. And on my way, I stopped by Twitter to see what was going on with everybody, and just got caught up in all the politics. What happened with Trump today, I do not agree with. Um, and I just started going off, and it was like an hour just me blasting people. As a matter of fact, I did talk to a gentleman, Brian Edward Hill, who I like his writing. He did the Outsiders a few years back, solo series. I'm sorry, you know how my head gets fuzzy.
Killmonger.
Say again.
He did the Killmonger.
Oh, Killmonger was good. Also, he did that one with the car that I really liked, and I swear I wish it Chase, I think it was, just something like that. Um, so I invited him on. He said something I thought was stupid, and lumped a whole bunch of people together, did the whole racism thing. So we got a few words, but then of course look. We're a diverse bunch here. I mean, granted, we skew conservative. I'm a conservative, and I will not hide that fact. But overall, we have different political opinions on this channel, in the chat, on the panel as well, and I do think people should be respected. Now, granted, we could disagree, but do it respectfully. So I did offer him to come on tonight if he wanted to. He's writing. That's his job. Okay, I understand that. This is my job. Hey, we're doing our jobs. And he's agreed to come on next Monday, which I hope actually we talk more about his Black Panther that's coming up. I was looking for a topic. I saw his name attached to a Black Panther project. And for the first time in a long time, I'm actually excited for the character. So there we go. So that might actually happen. But I figured what I would do is I was going to go. I like doing the comment answering and everything. So I figured I would answer some comments. And if you guys wanted to talk about a certain subject or something, even if I have to look it up, we'll do that for a little bit. I'm also experimenting with some lights to affect the background. If you notice, I took down most of the green screen here. And I got to tell you, this is hot as over here with these things on. So I don't know if I'm going to enjoy having these on. So look, if you guys are like, hey, you know what? This happened in geekdom and that happened in geekdom, go on ahead and bring it up. Xander saying Twitter's been a dumpster fire for days. I mean, today it's horrible bad. Especially with what happened with Trump and everything. I sent a message. I didn't talk to. Sent a message towards Jimmy Palmiotti. This is something that I think doesn't matter. I get it. If you hate Trump, you want to see him fall. That I understand. I do understand. But what we are seeing here is in fact a weaponization of the Department of Justice. He just a few months ago gave them a whole bunch of crap. And it really does come on. Once again, this is tinfoil hat right here. Okay. I wish it was anyway, but I think I'm more right than wrong on this one. It really seems to be a fishing expedition. Like they're going to go in. If you get a warrant for, because they could have subpoenaed them, but if you get a warrant, you can go in, you can search the house. Now, if you get a warrant for, say, somebody, say you robbed a bank, but there's no evidence of you robbing a bank, but the attorney, the district attorney, knows that you are a drug dealer. So they get a warrant to go into your house for the drug dealer, but they find burglary tools. They find maybe some money that had been serialized or something like that, marked for the particular bank or whatever. You get the point I'm making. If they find that, they can get you for the bank robbery. And I think that's what's happening. This whole thing with the January 6th, we all know it's basically a fundraiser for Biden. I think that they are really trying to find something to tie him into anything, basically, that would stop him from running in 2024. That's my whole take on this. And it's really not what I want to talk about, but boom. You had the Trump raid, the IRS doubling down. I know there's a whole bunch of stuff. If you put 1, 2, and 3, it really, the tinfoil hats come on. The 80, what was it, 80 billion dollars going to the IRS. That's a scary thought. That is it is a scary thought. I am a person who believes to not really trust either side of the fence. But I got to tell you, we lived better under Trump than we live under Biden. That's not anecdotal. I know a lot of people have, but my family in particular. I find it usually, if we do have a Republican in the household, somebody who has lived in basically the gig economy for most of my life, it's easier to find work. It's easier to make work when that happens under a Republican party, under the president. It is definitely Congress or the House of Representatives. So there you go. The progressives have hijacked the Democrat Party, says Ed. You should send them some videos by Russell Brand and Jimmy Dore, lifelong Democrat left. That's true. It's kind of funny when you watch a lot of people who pay attention to the news. There's two things that seem to be going on. It's like a doubling down. Like what are those guys called? The big guy that Steven Crowder likes to take the piss out of all the time. What is his name? The Young Turks. That's who I'm thinking of. They just seem to be, okay, this is what they said, therefore I'm going to do it. Or you watched liberals who actually pay attention start realizing that, look, guys, you're the ones that are doing all of this. The Democrats are the ones that are doing all this. It's weird. But that is, I long ago just kind of felt, look, if you're willing to follow the Constitution, then you mean to have Americans more free than not, and that's what I look for. Anywho, Shank, whatever his name is, Jimmy Dore is like an old-fashioned liberal progressive, and they're seeming more on the right. The left has gone so far left that you watch Bill Maher. Bill Maher is in no way, shape, or form a conservative, but he looks more to the right every freaking day because the left has gone so far freaking to the left. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. Anywho, once again, if you guys have a topic or anything you want to talk about, there's a couple of things I want to bring up, and I thought it might be fun to go through some comments. I enjoyed doing that last video. But I'm willing to talk about anything today. Okay, so let me share this up. Crazy what's going on. Just read terminal list has 40% critical rating on RT. What's RT versus a whopping 94 audience score. Say what? Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. I've said before, I'm horrible with abbreviations. I go to Disney every freaking month. For a while I did. Now I don't. They make you jump through too many hoops. But I would visit Disney forums, and they would abbreviate the rides, and I'd be like, I even did this. HM. What the hell is HM? My wife laughed her ass off at me. She's like, Haunted Mansion, dumbass. I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'm horrible with abbreviations. Yeah. Anywho, okay, let me get. I backed up a little bit on the comments and such, but not too far because I haven't done this in a couple of weeks, and there's a lot of them. I trust the audience ratings more than I do too, Lorenzo. If you're going to look at Rotten Tomatoes for anything, in all honesty, I don't really. But if you're going to look at them for anything, go for the viewers. All righty. So yeah, I did back it up just a touch. Let's see. This person is commenting on Superman, the Colonizer, and other geek news. This is basically Superman beats Mongol, and everybody's calling him a colonizer. I see the opposite in Action Comics World War Saga. I see an allegory for him going to places like my family's homeland in Palestine and being freed from actual occupation. I see the necessity of our influence in the Middle East, as I know people that fled actual tyranny And let's see, who fled actual achievement and poor living conditions to come live in the American dream. That's the thing about a good writer. You can project yourself into the book no matter which place you come from. I agree with this. And his name is Salami. I hope I did not butcher that way too much. I think a good writer could, but it has to be done in such a way that you're still using the voice of the character. You know, Superman would actually be someone who would free a people from tyranny. That's the whole point. And they can make you connect this with something like Palestine and so forth, or Israel, you know. But they wouldn't lose the voice of Superman. But what's going on, and one of the big problems is that instead of finding the voice of a character, many modern writers are putting their voice into the character, and unfortunately, that begins. All right, that's the way it happens. Aloise is saying at 24 minutes, the after show to Fighting American begins. We do on Friday nights. We do a very high schoolish reading of a comic book. This time we did Fighting American #1, the first appearance. It's a Jack Kirby, Joe Simon book, and it's not bad, but our reading is bad. That's the whole point. And we make fun, we have fun with it, and then afterwards we talk about the show, the comic, and then whatever the hell you guys want to do, and that's what she's bringing up. It's so much fun to look at these old comic covers, and the Superman Sergeant Rock is a nice story. Yeah, I've actually become more of a Sergeant Rock fan in the past few months than ever, because we did a reading of the 3 Sergeant Rock first appearances. Let's see. It says it's so much. Okay, I already read that one. That's why I like to hit the like button as I'm reading them. Joe Simon, a talented artist too. So I assume the art duties were shared in some ways. Maybe so, because Fighting American does not quite look like Jack Kirby yet. But then again, Jack Kirby was famous for doing like a gajillion books at once. So Aloise says, 1 hour, 12 minutes in on Shinzo Abe. Japan tends to trend heavily towards tradition. That doesn't mean they're going to persecute people. The very national socialistic people are the fringe of society. Abe wanted the best for his people, and that path of open. I honestly, Aloise, have nothing to say that, because I don't, in fact, know what you're talking about. I don't remember the conversation. Let's see. This is when Marvel ran out of origin ideas. The Man Called Nova, #1. This is another one of our readings. It was the very first of our readings, and we found out that basically Nova has the Green Lantern origin. That's why it's when Marvel ran out of origin ideas. They stole the Green Lantern origin for Nova. Stan Lee was not the creator. That's the name of the guy who says, well, yeah, Jack Kirby took his imagination elsewhere. Marv ain't no Jack. Okay. Yeah, Jack Kirby's an interesting. There's a book I've got, and I highly recommend it. Let me see if it's over here. Dun, dun. I can't exactly find it right now, but I've got a couple of books on Jack Kirby, and there's one that just it not only, like, this one is mostly his art right here, but there's one that really goes through his life story. And Jack Kirby's a very interesting character in the fact that he never valued himself the way we value him. He was always afraid, because he was a depression baby. And he had to help his family. He had to help feed his family. He had to help his dad. And he's worked since he was a little kid. So he was always afraid that the work would dry up and he would leave his wife out in the cold if he died or something would happen. So he always undervalued himself. And that's one of the points of contention between Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, because Stan Lee was getting hailed as the creator of Marvel. And Jack Kirby was mad because he wasn't getting the credit, even still today with the MCU and everything and Stan Lee's cameos. It would have been nice to put a picture of Jack Kirby somewhere in all those movies too. But Jack Kirby just never really got the monetization that he should have had, nor the recognition he should have. And it's mainly because, for as brilliant an artist that Jack Kirby was, he was no businessman. Let's see. Does a power ring feel dumb when a Green Lantern hangs out with people whose will is even stronger than the person they chose? That is a very good question. That is. Hey, Tillian, what's up? I just, okay, so let's see. Where are we going? At Angleton, I wanted to ask you if you were excited about the new She-Hulk show. I read they're pulling a Batwoman with the She-Hulk is better than Hulk because woman argument. I would love to see the receipt on that. In all honesty, is it in the preview? What part did I miss something? So who is saying that would really make a difference to me. But yeah, I'm actually excited for the She-Hulk show. I want to see where it goes, and hopefully it does look better than the preview, because I, like everybody else, think that the CG is a little off. I get it. We've seen the articles, the art, the CGI, the people who do the rendering and all that kind of stuff. Don't ask me. I'm not one of them, so I don't know the technical terms. The animators, I guess. It's bad, but yeah, but they're overworked, and they're not given enough time. So I get it now. I'm a little bit more lax on the TV show CGI after hearing that, but I don't mind the previews. What I've seen in the previews, it looks like the sensational She-Hulk. It looks like Dan Slott and Peter David's run of She-Hulk. So yeah, I'm up for it, man. Let's see it. Let's bring it out. I would not be surprised, however, because current day, that they're going to be like, haha, you're more powerful than no. Especially if they use her origin. I mean, one thing I did like was, of course, she could retain. But even if you go back, you read some of the Defenders, Hulk standing around calm as hell, just having conversations. So I don't know. Marvel never really played anything but fast and loose with a Hulk. Alrighty, some nice stuff for auction. Oh yeah, at the end of these shows, I usually show off the big dogs. That's what. Okay, did Captain Marvel change comics? Is the topic of this video. I absolutely loved Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. It was great, but once Captain America told her she could take the Marbell's name, I knew it was over. And that's from Vidimar. I was kind of excited to read it at first but my first thought was, what about Monica Rambeau? Because I remember loving her as a teenager. She was the Captain Marvel I read first. So I kind of liked Monica Rambeau. I didn't, at this point in time, though, it wasn't SJW this, SJW that. So, you know, I wasn't even thinking that. But I didn't read Kelly Sue DeConnick's run until I got it in a comic book bento. And I was like, oh, this is boring. How did this become popular? And then you just realize it didn't. They're just really just kind of pushing and pushing. Connor Bowman, hello. Oh, by the way, you're adults. I don't have to tell you that if you don't agree with someone, don't go freaking bother people. You're freaking grown-ups. You can make your own decisions. Make the right ones. The Last Jedi is, okay, this is a Star Wars actress that's harassed off of social media. This is, of course, back when, this is an old video. When Last Jedi was first released, I made a video talking about how, look, guys, you're going after, don't go after, what was her name? Kelly something or other. Don't go after her.
She's in the comment. Just read the comment.
Oh, it is? Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting Kelly Marie Tran. Thank you. Kelly Marie Tran left social media because people were going after her for how bad Rose Tico was. Kelly Marie Tran took a job. Any one of, look, if they came up to me, if they came up to you and said, hey, would you like to play Rose Tico in Star Wars, you'd be jumping all over that. Any actress would have. Any actor would have. So it's ridiculous to go after her because she took a job. And that was the point of this. And by the way, this ended up on some news groups, hey, these people are bigoted idiots compilation, when mine was telling, hey, don't be a bigoted idiot. She was just taking a job. So this guy says The Last Jedi is one of the worst movies ever made. It was nominated for 4 Razzies, only 4. Look at the Razzies, man. There's some movies that were nominated for a hell of a lot more than that, such as Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Screenplay, Worst Actress, Kelly Marie Tran. That's fine, but that doesn't change the fact that you shouldn't go after a freaking actress for taking a job. All righty, so comic writers do better when they leave Marvel. Plastic Man #1. And Andre Paul saying, funny, smart, and very heartfelt. Gail Simone crushed it with this one. Well, I enjoyed the first issue, but by the second I realized she was trying to make Wang a hey, I'm excited slang word. Like, oh man, that's so Wang. No. And it was said so often. Every time I saw it, it pulled me out of the story. I was unable to finish it. So yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Andre, but I do disagree.
Yeah, and Gail Simone is going around saying she wants to write a new comic.
Well, can she write anything but other than Twitter today? Have you ever been to the Kirby Museum? JP Fawn is asking. No, I would love to go. I would love to go. Hey, I agree completely. Look, this is the racist history of the first female Captain Marvel, which I got so many reactions to. I basically talk about how Monica Rambeau inherited the name, Captain Marvel. And then when they decided to pass it on to Marvel's son, she got the name, goodness great, like Proton or something like that. I'm sorry at my memory and such. And then Marvel's kid wanted Photon. And then Marvel's kid wanted that name because his sister wanted Marvel. And I'm thinking, come on, guys, that you don't do that. Why not just give him a different name? He actively went to Monica Rambeau and saying, no, I want to take your name again. And in Marvel let him. And then when they decided that they were going to change to a more diverse comic book line, and they wanted a strong female to be Captain Marvel, they went with Carol Danvers and not Monica Rambeau, who once held the name of Captain Marvel and who is black. So if you're going for diversity, why not the black lady, right? And I also pointed out how while they were doing this with what's her name, Carol Danvers, they were making Carol Danvers taller, smaller boobs, broader shoulders to avoid the male gaze. But what they did was they turned Carol Danvers into the Aryan poster child. She looked like a 6'2" Nazi man. All the while, if you look at the skin color of Monica Rambeau in the original Spider-Man and the original Avengers, it was darker and straight up to the point where and this is a couple of years ago, I shared a modern picture of Monica Rambeau. She had the pointy nose, just white features. And I was like, they not only did they man up Captain Marvel, but the woman who should have gotten the Captain Marvel moniker, they lightened her skin. They made her look more white. And I was just saying, yeah, they've treated Monica Rambeau wrong. But the comments had been like real funny because they were like, oh man, this guy's speaking the truth. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. This is so cool. Oh, you got a subscriber. Wait, you're a conservative? You voted for Trump, you racist bastard? And I got that whole freaking gambit of comments in this video. It's some of the funniest shit. But this Eugene Clark saying, hey, I completely agree, but don't put the blame on Marvel. You can thank Disney. Okay, thank you, Disney. How I lost. Holy Menstruation. It's America Chavez #1, the bad comic beatdown. This is another one where we read America Chavez #1. Holy Menstruation is actually something that America Chavez says in the comic book. It's one of the worst written comics. It built my channel, by the way. I love it. It's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show of comic books. It's amazing that way. All right. They're just saying second on it. Did Captain Marvel change comics? Some of the bad ones I can think of. I don't exactly know the subject that they're talking about. Sometimes there's vague comments like that in the Wraith. I love the fact that you comment on dang near everything. Thank you. Let's see. I remember it being hard to read, no flow to the dialogue. That's true. Gabrielle Rivera, the national treasure, Gabrielle Rivera, really tried to sound like a teenager, and she failed miserably on this. So yeah. JP said Monica got the shaft, no pun intended. Monica was photon and spectrum. Thank you. It's actually in the video. I got it right. But when I'm talking, for some reason, my memory has just been going. I think it might be dietary. I know that sounds weird, but that's the one thing that's really changed recently. Okay, for the Fighting America again, for some reason, this kind of reminds me of General Glory, who is an American, a very patriotic character from DC Comics. He was used in the Bwahaha generation of Justice League. I can see that. I can see that. Oh, nostalgic comic book ads. I loved this one. X-Ray Specs, Sea Monkeys, and More Reasons My Childhood Was Better Than Yours. That was the title of the video. I highly recommend you guys go check out, well, basically all of them, but definitely this one. Let's see. Krusty is saying, how about mouse with magic motor? Ad showed it zooming around with a motor that looked like a wad of wax. It was a wad of wax with a thread in it that tied to your shirt hander. I did not know that. No, I've never seen one of those. I actually asked people to comment if they had bought any of this kind of stuff. I recommend you not only I recommend that you not only watch the videos, but please read the comments. Spiffy, how you doing, man? Hey, Spiffy, get with me. If you've got Twitter, can you send me a DM? Did I get into those old Star Wars comics? I read them for a while. But afterwards, I like the movies. I'm not a big fan of the extended universe and everything, so I didn't read Star Wars comics probably about like after 20 or so. But when they were coming out, you got to understand it wasn't like it was now. There wasn't a comic shop on every corner. I know it's not like that now anymore, but so it was kind of luck of the draw when you would go to the spinner rack. And so you didn't always get the same comic book month to month like you can now. But yeah, I've read them for a while. You ever notice the England teen sounds like Jack from Big Trouble in Little China? It's the Pork Chop Express. Thank you. I am not going to take anything like that as an insult. Jack Burton is awesome. All righty. I am flattered. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. RGO says and this is on the Captain Marvel wants you to forget. And to me, it really does feel this way. They're so intent on pushing the Carol Danvers. They're forgetting, or at least it seems, that Marvel was ever a character. And RG is saying the people who truly loved Captain Marvel loved him in that green and white uniform with his silver Kree hair. I think it was issue 17 when Gil Kane drew him in his blue and red uniform. But unfortunately, only did the covers at first. Some moron, I forget who, thought of the silver hair, I guess he's going to say here. Holy Toledo. Okay. Wow. Makes him look older, and let's make him a blonde. That I really hated. He was an alien, a captain in the Kree militia, not a California surf dude. Okay. I was never crazy about the idiotic melding it with Rick Jones. I know a lot of people hold that. Though the negative zone was an interesting place. You had to wait until Avengers 89 or 90 to bring in Annihilus at the start of the Korean Skrull War. Sal Buscema rendering was excellent. They should give him the book. It would have kept the title going a little longer. Jim Starlin was a good illustrator, but he got carried away with all that Silver Surfer cosmic crap. Wow, that's the first time I've ever heard of Silver Surfer described as cosmic crap. Though as an alien, it was fine to put him in space on the Kree homeworld or one of the Skrull worlds. I really would have loved him replacing Colonel Ron Yag in command of his own ship, or at least his commando team. Some of those best stories, as far as I'm concerned, were set on his space-flying Viking ship with his band of companions, as well as Baldar, Lady Sif, and the Regalian Navigator. Kirby's art was the best there is. Marvel could have gone a similar way. Instead, they mucked around and killed him off and then resurrected him as a woman. Yikes, that's a lot of hatred for the woman part. I have no problem making Carol Danvers a superhero, but, well, you know, once again, Monica Rambeau came first. But come up with something original. Don't steal another character's persona. That's very insulting. If you were a live person, I would not blame him if he went into Marvel offices and beat everybody up before he faded into the sunset. Man, we love what we love, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? All righty. Let's see. I gotta say, okay. The cap. Okay, yes. By the way, when I'm doing these comic book origins and such, I'm just gonna put first appearances from here on in. I do joke about the comic as I go. I just got to say, I find your critique somewhat moronic. I mean that with all due respect. I'm 63 when I'm 63, read this when it came out and liked it, and like it still. Your points are not really worth listening to. But as there are always people out there who will watch anything, LOL. Which you did, sir. Thank you. What's
and there's only one O and 2.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That is that version of 2. Hey, look, you know, I did a Flash Origins as well. The Jay Garrick, and I joked about that comic as well, and all the Golden Age silliness or stupid or whatever Golden Age goofiness, I should call it that, like I call Silver Age silliness. And look, I piss people off doing that too. I just got to make the videos that I like to make, and hopefully people will like them. Some people aren't, and by all means, if you don't, let me have it. I can take it. I've been doing this for a while. The one thing I do say is you're not really able to insult me, so at least be funny. Okay, so this was Eric D. July gets 30 million orders worth 2.5 million for non-woke comic. Okay, yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. Wraith is saying that ended abruptly because after we talked about Eric July, we did another hour and a half, and I just cut off to the original storyline because 2-hour videos tend to scare people. Let's see. I do not have Twitter. If you're talking about the comic thing, I sent you a message on one of your videos. If you link your email, I can send you. Okay, yeah, actually, it's in the here. I can put it here because it's on the what do you call it? Channel itself. There you go. The thing is I tried to send you the comics, and the post office had a problem with the address. They couldn't find the address. So I think I may have done something wrong. Sorry guys, that I'm airing this out here, but I want to make sure that Spiffy gets his books he bought on an auction. So, hey, look, if it ever happens again that you trust me enough to buy some comics, free shipping on the next one, because I do believe I copied something down wrong, sir. So please, by all means, I do. On Monica Rambeau, the first female Captain Marvel again. There will always be only one Captain Marvel. This is the same guy, RGO. Okay, so we did an Archie reading. And Hydrolito says, Archie was Pure Heart the Power. Reggie was Evil Heart, although helped Pure Heart battle villain with a ring of ruin. Jughead was Captain Hero, and Betty was Super Teen. The Octopus was a villain from the serial film The Spider's Web, based on the Spider and Pulp magazines, which came before the... I love learning stuff like this. This is freaking awesome in many different ways. I always say that the chat is more smart than you are when you're doing a live stream. Let's see. Wacky stuff, says Wraith, about the Pure Heart the Powerful when Archie had superpowers. Let's see. Back to America Chavez. Maranya saying, Trusty nailed the voice portrayal of Prodigy. Trusty's sidekick, by the way, is freaking amazing at voices. So is Pixel. I suck. I am the worst part of these readings, hands down. Let's see. I don't know what this guy's saying, but there you go. This lets me know I've checked these out. Oh, by the way, I got to ask you guys, what do you think of the new, I got this new background. I kind of like it. I'm trying to get a little bit more unified. So please let me know what you guys think. Let's see about this one. Some comics used to be a bit political, but now a lot of comics are party political. And that's one of the problems. It used to be vague. Racism bad. We can all get behind that. But now it's like, you're a racist and you're bad. Well, no, that's not the way it works. Jim Sorensen says, I hate it when the signal won't give me a good signal when live. Oh, yeah, I've actually gotten a lot of people also complaining about the fact that they don't get notifications to live streams until they're damn near over. He's also saying, from what I saw, the Halo and Young Justice is more based on Prism from the Adams Titan team. I never read that version, and I've actually never seen the Young Justice. They need to rehire the old writers. Wouldn't that be great? But I don't think they've got the money to. And I think a lot of old writers and old artists have found that you can make a lot of money in Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Let's see. I so want to see Cavill with a good script for once. Yeah, we talked about bringing Cavill back for Superman. I would so love that as well. We really haven't seen him play Superman yet, and that would be nice. I did say, please don't Iceman Jonathan Kent and Yusuf Alji. They did Iceman Jonathan Kent. Because, look, when they did Super Sons, they were very much three-dimensional characters. Tomasi wrote Superboy and Robin as three-dimensional characters. But Tom Taylor isn't writing Superboy as a three-dimensional character. He's writing him as, Did BEH? What's? Oh, he's gonna show up on Monday. We're gonna have a Monday there, Jimmy. So I'm excited about that. That should be fun. And I agree, Dr. Fate looks awesome in the upcoming Black Adam movie. Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. Hello to you, Wraith. Thank you for helping out the algorithm. Rawhide Kid Slapping Leather #3. John Keeley says, awesome video, guys. Love the voices. In my opinion, horrible story. It was a horrible story. It's one of the most offensive comics that have ever been made. And it's fun. It's so much freaking fun. Power Girl costumes and cosplayers. This guy's saying, I like the one at 1026. Okay. Well, you know what that means. Let me share out what was at 1026. So we see what he is saying he liked. Probably one of the yep. Okay. This is what he's talking about here, kids. Let me get over here. Boom, boom. Stop sharing screen. Hello, guys. I'm back. And then let me share. This is the one that he's saying is his favorite. At the end of all of the, I'll go through all of the costumes and rank them. And then towards the end, I show off some of the better. Well, come on. Now it's going to fuck up on me. Okay. But I show off a whole bunch of the better cosplayers. All right. So this has decided to screw up on me. Okay. That does suck. We are having technical difficulties. Usually you can't get Power Girl wrong. Unless you're not a hot girl, but yeah. But this is at the end of every costume and cosplayer video where I just gather up all the best, or the ones that even tried of a certain hero, or in all honesty, the heroines do better on video. My favorite. But there you go. Okay, let me get back to doing what we're doing. Once again, if you guys have a topic or something that you would prefer to talk about, by all means, let me know. Did you watch Crowder talk about the FBI? Yeah, I saw it. I agree with him. He agreed with me. Yeah, I told Gail when we found out about it. I said no way, because I knew that a while back they had gone to his house. He cooperated. He gave them whatever they asked for. He gave them. So I said, no, if they're going into the house this time, they're looking for something to incriminate him with. They're looking for something to use to stop him from running in 2024. That's basically what Crowder said. And I was like, yeah, that seems about right. Seems about right. It's a crap show. It is a crap show. Well, Jimmy, look, this is where I'm going to turn this back to comic books. And I'll say this. We're in trouble. We are. We really are. But with life comes hope. I learned that X-Men 150. It's Cyclops. Cyclops said that. With life comes hope. And it was mentioned after that for a long time in the X-Men comics. And it's always inspired me. With life comes hope. Let's see. MK says, did you hear about some Florida chick named Martha Bueno doing OnlyFans? Yes. Yeah, I saw that one also. Hey, if it works, it works. Yeah. I learned that with All-Star Superman, says Jimmy Vlogs. See, it's a comic book thing, but it can inspire you. With life comes hope. So long as you're alive, you have the ability to change things. No matter how bad life gets, if you're alive, you could do something. And I get it. I've been there where it seems like there's absolutely no way you can lift yourself out of the situation you're in. But with life comes hope. I don't know. You just got to ask yourself, are you doing what you need to do? I've been doing that with myself with the channel, and I realized, no, I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm at a place where I'm frozen. And I got to get over that in order to fix my channel and everything. Finally, reading comics again. Mark Waid is great. His World's Finest is one of the best comics on the shelf. I did see a tweet from Zach. And Zach said, two things could be right at the same time. And I agree. This is the truth. Mark Waid is an excellent writer. And he's a piece of shit who tries to get independent comic book creators kicked off of whatever platform that they're on. He's the two things are the same. They can be the same at the same time. Yeah. But yeah, he did act like a piece of shit. And when it came to your boy Zach, or I call him Richard. All right, let me continue here. Let's see. So what was your favorite Power Girl, by the way? Apartment Brilliance or Apple Brilliance on the racist history of first female Captain Marvel. Wow, you completely nailed it. And Marvel would have done right to listen to someone like you telling the unapologetic truth of it. I do hope Marvel does the right thing and gives this iconic, dynamic Afro-American superhero woman her just due and a blockbuster movie. Hashtag Monica Rambeau, the real Captain Marvel. All right, cool. Actually, I do agree. I would love to see the... I would love to see her done right. I don't want to see her, and this is going to sound racist. I don't care. I don't want to see her portrayed as a black woman. I want to see her portrayed as a woman. Because anytime someone's portrayed as their race or their sexuality or whatever, it seems to be the only thing that's focused on. And it really goes off the rails. I would just love to see Monica Rambeau on screen. Let's see. The last one. Oh my God, she has a nice pair of personality. I do agree. That's my favorite. Do you remember that show, The Zeta Project, had a depressing end? I never saw it. Never saw it. JP is saying, hey, you should do a comic read of Detective Comics 627. It's the 600th anniversary featuring. I do know that. I used to own many copies of it. where they do different tellings of the very first issue. Yeah, that if the group is up for it, I'm up for it. I think it might be fun to do, though, like we do one story one month, then the next one, because reading the same story over and over could get boring, and it could get boring to the listener. So I would definitely break that book up. Mark Waid's second run in Legion is great. I agree. I do agree. We're in the minority on that one, though, Jimmy. So the same person says, this was so enjoyable to listen to. I hadn't laughed so hard at Spider-Man. Oh my God. This is the Monica Rambeau first appearance. Thanks a lot for this video. I never knew what a seriously awesomely badass Afro-American Captain Marvel was. She truly needs her big movie debut. I would just, you know what? I would, like I said, I would love to see her in a movie, but I would really appreciate seeing her in a decent comic. And then the same person on the Captain Marvel video says, you're correct. It sucked, period. Okay, thank you. Moving on to, this was the thing I sent to advertise the first appearance of Black Mask being in last week's auction. And then we read the X-Men versus a Birthday Clown. It's Obnoxio the Clown. Jim saying he actually had that one. I did too. I loved it. We read it on this one. And I was like, well, it wasn't as good as I remember. But yeah, MK saying, cool video, dude. Happy birthday and thank you. Last week I turned 52. Let's see. Marvel Comics. What if year one, all 12 issues? This guy's just saying Iron Man died. Well, at least once. This was how to rewrite Riri Williams, and Edward is saying, good ideas there, man. Thank you. I get told a lot that people want me to bring back this how to write series. The problem is it means I need to read the books so I know where they're at right now. Wanted, Mark Miller's most edgelord comic, really that good? I'm not a Mark Millar fan, or Mark Miller. I really am not. That being said, it wasn't horrible, but this guy D Murphy is saying not the best story, but the world building was fantastic. I can see that. I can see why other people like it. I'm just not a Mark Millar fan. Mark Miller, sorry. And last night we did an hour and 45 talking about the entire series of Sandman, going episode to episode and talking about each of them until we got to the second half, where I told him that the episodes run together on the second half for me. So we just talked about it. It was a lot of fun. It's me and Dalton, and please check it out if you have seen the show, or if you haven't and you don't care about spoilers, because it is very spoiler heavy. But it was fun. It's always fun to talk to Dalton about these things, especially this one, because he is huge into Sandman. Hominus says, I really enjoyed your conversation with the Authenticator. I'm always glad to see a conversation between two opposites who are willing to listen to the other party. Hominus also is a fan of Tristan, Nerdette's Newsstand. And she'll occasionally have me on and we'll talk about politics, and we do not agree on anything. And yeah, so but it's nice because we have a good conversation. You know, I don't believe in a yell fest. If you're just yelling, you're not listening. And yeah, so that's also, if Brian Edward Hill, he comes on and he wants to have a conversation, I'm more than willing to have a conversation. What set it off is he said something about Republicans not liking the FBI, but maybe they like the KKK, which I'm assuming, because I'm hoping anyway, because I've seen his other tweets. He's very, he's definitely on the left, but he's usually understanding. And that sounded like something you might tweet in the heat of an, like you're just, God dang it, I can't believe and then you just say something like that. And I'm hoping that's the situation. I've invited him on, but in all honesty, I hope we talk more comics than we do politics, because that's what this channel is about. Wraith saying about the Sandman, I picked up a few issues of Sandman. I haven't read them yet. I want to get more before I start. They're in trade form, probably a lot cheaper. By all means, you should check it out. I think Sandman is a good story. It's a brilliant story with a few flaws. And I just didn't like the kindly ones. That's the only thing I didn't like in it. But there you go. There you are. And what was held for review? Is it just porn ads? Yep. Let me flag that and get back to published, and boom. Thank you very much. That is all the comments that are fit to print. There we go. All right. Let's see. If you want to get your channel going again, step one, don't be lazy. Do what you need to do. That, unfortunately, is what I was talking about. I've actually made videos and deleted them because the last video I worked, like, it was an old-fashioned video I did where I worked all day, got media to bring in to to enhance everything. I made sure, you got to make sure the background matches the words that are happening. I spent 12 hours on this video, and in the first 24 hours, it got 38 views. There's more than 38 of you who usually show up on the auctions and everything. In the first 24 hours, it got 38 views. And I said, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. 38 views. So after that happened, I went to make another video, and I just didn't want to release it because I didn't want the heartbreak again. And I have done that to so many fucking videos where I've done the work, I've made them, and I deleted them. I just fucking deleted my work because 38 fucking views in 24 hours. It was like a stab to the heart. And that's why I said I'm kind of frozen right now, because to put in 12 hours worth of work on a single video, it was just like, holy shit, I can do this. This is easy. And it's so far 51 minutes of work. And I know we haven't had a big audience throughout the entire thing, but at least I'm going to get more than 38 views in the first 24 hours. Let me edit one video for you, and I promise it'll be high views. Jimmy? All right. Okay, I'll do that. I'll make a recording, and I'll send you the voice, and if you want to put everything together, sure. Let's see who's mad and why. Everybody's mad right now, and because we're on different sides of the whole Trump situation, but I don't see how you can be. This is a weaponization of the DOJ going after a political opponent who, by the way, is now a private citizen. It's amazing. It's amazing to me what's been going on. You too can adopt a sad abandoned YouTuber like Englentine. Good sir, good sir. Did you hear? Oh, Ezra Miller. Yes, he got arrested for burglary. A lot of people are like, wait, you canceled Batgirl and this shit's going on? It's like, yeah, they're right. I mean, I want to see both, by the way. I never really cared about Batgirl until they told me I can't see it. Like, I would have seen it. I watch all the superhero movies. Not so much the superhero TV shows, it seems, but when they come out in theaters, I watch them. I would have seen Batgirl, but I didn't want to see Batgirl. You know, it wasn't like I was, woo, Batgirl, it's coming out. Now I'm like, show me that shit. I don't want you to tell me that this movie's bad. I want to see it and tell you it's bad. That's the whole point of it. Put it on HBO Max. Do whatever. I've been riled up recently anyway. I know I'm going to piss off some people, but I'll say this. I am getting sick and tired of the, oh my God, it's a woman. This movie sucks. It's woke guard. The whole freaking Prey thing has pissed me off. It has pissed me off. I haven't done an actual video for the other channel. I got a movie channel called I Love Movies that I haven't really done anything with. And I haven't made a video, but goddamn, I want to tear into the fucking Critical Drinker's ignorant review of that movie. He did it. He did a freaking review of the trailer. Oh, it's this and it's a. You didn't even fucking watch the movie, you asshat. And you know what? By watching the freaking review he did, I doubt he actually watched it for that either. because everything he brought up, I was yelling at the fucking screen. My wife's like, why don't you turn this off? It's only 10 minutes. But every freaking time he would open his mouth, I'm like, it showed this at the beginning. Come on. And it just freaking, that pissed me off. I really was. I really was pissed off at that. It's like, come on. And I see this also as far as the Prey thing is concerned. People say, okay, well, yeah, she's got the magic axe and that's okay. And I'm like, well, the shows are in the beginning practicing with it. It only shows a couple of scenes. What do you fucking want? An hour and a half goddamn montage of how to be a freaking axe wielder? The movie is an Indian axe wielder. It's fucking Predator. They got to show this. Fuck me, man. Yeah. Oh, Rhaegar, I'm actually not mad, but yeah. But yeah, it's just like, come on, guys, get fucking real. Yeah. It's the same diatribe from Critical Drinker and the rest of them. It just, yeah. Look, I really like that movie, by the way. I do think it's pretty good, but usually, and this is the truth, I win. This time I won. Whenever if you watch the same movie I did and I didn't like it and you liked it, you win. Your time was spent well. My time was spent crappy. As far as Prey is concerned, my time was spent well. Not so much Critical Drinkers. Well, he made a whole bunch of money off of his video. I'm not going to make that much off of mine. So I guess it wasn't poorly spent. So at least that's a thing. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've been riled up all week. And then this Trump thing happened and it was like, God damn it. I can't fucking believe this country sometime. Not just this country, but what's going on with it. I love this country. To be fair, a lady who is hardly trained to beat a predator, whereas a whole team of Green Berets could barely kill one. Okay, now, this is something that I've seen the meme. It's a dumbass meme. It's an ignorant meme, to tell you the truth. In the first movie, they were warriors, okay? And they had all the big guns. Now, the very first scene where you see the wrestler guy, I'm a sexual tyrannosaurus, that guy, Jesse Ventura. When Jesse Ventura's character gets his chest blown out, all the guys come running up. And I think Bill Duke starts firing his gun, and then everybody else just mows down the forest. And that was to show that their usual tactics are not going to work. And so one by one, as they're using their usual tactics, we see this group of army men get taken out. Now, the whole movie Predator, by the way, was taking the piss out of the 1980s over musculature Superman hero protagonist that we had. That's what the whole movie is. So we get to the end and it's realized, wait a second, he's killing the ones with the weapons. And what ends up happening is Dutch reverts into the hunter that the girl in Prey always was. Now, at least her people always were, not her. And that's what happened. He used spears, he used sticks, he used stones, he used the camouflage and so on that she had. Now, with Prey, she was not a great hunter. As a matter of fact, the whole thing was, we send the brave out and they have to hunt something hunting them. So of course she's hunting a bear, and in the process finds the predator. In one of the best scenes, I love the scene where the bear and the predator face off. And if you notice the character, if you've watched it, if you can stand it, watch again. If you liked it, watch it again with a smile on your face. But you'll notice the girl, and this is something the drinker did. Oh, and sometimes she was competent. Sometimes she was no, she was never competent. That was the problem with what he was saying. What she was, though, and her brother points this out, she was very perceptive. She saw things that other people couldn't see. So whenever a fight or a battle started, she always backed away. She hid. She stayed away and she watched her opponent. And then she would go in and she would use the tactics that she needed to do. Also, we were shown that while she's not as strong as the men, she's fast, and in some cases faster. So she uses that. She uses her axe, her speed, and her ability to recognize patterns and how people fight and how people move and so forth and so on. And she used that in every damn fight. She would back away, she would sit, and then she, if needed, she would attack, or she would run away if she couldn't. So that's actually one thing I really liked. Now, of course, let me see, get some funny enough. One of my most favorite Predator novels comes from 1990s called Prey, which I'm sure this is not really based on. Probably not. Yeah, I wouldn't go in with that thought. The lady was Asian. Let's see. Arnold outsmarted the Predator. I believe he stated he was a rescue team, not killers, when Apollo guy used him. Yep. We're going to watch Prey, says Rhaegar, because I have a friend that gets every streaming service known to man. The trick, by the way, I've got Prime, and I got the Disney Hulu thing, so I got that. But also I've got Prime, and what happens is every so often they'll have a 99-cent or a $2.99 thing where it'll be like $2.99 a month for 3 months for Epics or for Paramount Plus or something like that. And I'll get it then. And then at the end of the sale, I cancel it and I go to whatever next is on sale. So I've got a lot of them, but never at one time. And it's never for full price. So check it out. It might work for you too. My best comic artist of all time video is literally 1 view away from 1,000. You should go react to it and I'll be okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah. That's a very astute point you have there that I didn't even notice. I agree with you, though. The flick was pretty good. Yeah, it's a good movie. I think Critical Drinker is a little bit more honest than Nerdrotic, said Rhaegar. I didn't see Nerdrotic's reaction to it yet. But that was her personality. So I'm going to spoil it here. I apologize, guys. But obviously, it's a Predator movie. Predator always loses. It's like Rocky always wins. If I tell you Rocky won the fight, I'm not spoiling anything. He lost the first one. He wins the second one. But there's a problem people have because ultimately the Predator is shown to be stupid because he shoots himself with his own weapon. No. What happens is that the girl learns that wherever those 3 red triangles go, the big metal spike goes, even if the metal spike is fired in this direction. If the triangle is over here, that's where it's going. So it will deflect and travel to wherever it needs. It's like Yondu's arrow in a certain way. And she sees this. So during her final fight, which she sneaks up on the Predator, and remember, she's a freaking Indian. And that's what they did. She sneaks up on the Predator. She shoots him in the head with a gun, and with a gun, and the hat, the helmet comes off. And she uses the helmet and she places it in a strategic part that she's already set up, and the movie is already set up because it's quicksand. And you see her getting out of it, and she knows it's there. So she leads the Predator. The Predator falls into the quicksand. And of course, he's taller. So at least his head can stick out, and he's aiming his, and he fires his gun, his metal spikes, but he's doing it blindly. We see him doing this earlier in the film as well. If he doesn't have his helmet on, he can still use it to fire directly at his prey. But what he didn't know was that his helmet was actually pointed at him, and he ends up getting killed. And it was used, it was done by the intelligence of the girl. So yeah, I'm sorry. It just, and that's a part that isn't seen. So anyway, that's my take. At least Critical Drinker is an author, so he should be able to take some of his own medicine. Oh, I'm pretty sure if you're on YouTube, you've been criticized. That's just the way it is. you can't do this without being able to take a heaping helping of humble pie occasionally. I've been wrong. I've been called out. Okay, that's fine. My memory being the way it is, oftentimes I'll say something like I'll be talking to Eric, and we'll be talking about the first appearance of somebody, and I'll go, "Oh, it was issue 78," and he'll go 77. Yeah, because that's the way it works. Yeah, but it does happen. Jimmy Vlogs, I've been criticized more than most. Say again?
Or you'll do a live stream taking on Stephanie Phillips and keep calling her another writer.
Stephanie Powers or something. I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
No,
I did that. I remember that. that. Yeah, but
you were
yeah,
going after.
Go ahead.
You kept calling out. You were calling out Stephanie Phillips and talking about Kelly Thompson's books.
Yeah, I remember that. Let's see. I really can't stand Nerdronic. It's usually not even 2 minutes in, and MCU women at all. Dalton brought up something the other day. I don't know if it fully applies, but he said it's called becoming the straw man. I've never heard of this phrase, but what it is you're called a certain something, but the thing is, you focus on a situation so much, you end up becoming the straw man that other people make of you. And I thought, I wonder, because I said after a while, it's like you doth protest too much, with the whole, I don't care if it's a woman thing, but why is it always that's what you go after, that kind of thing. I don't know if it applies, but I think they should shift gears a little bit. Maybe think about the way they bring up because in all honesty, I've been there. I would give benefit of a doubt definitely to Gary that he doesn't mean well, but if you go there so often, you're going to start seeing it where it's not even, and then it's going to sound bad. We called it chasing ghosts when it was applied to the Punisher. Oh, Punisher is so woke. No, it wasn't. But if you're looking for it all the time, you do see it everywhere. I like Nerderotic, but when he's doing a nooner and alone, I don't like him when he has other people with him because it becomes a black pill circle jerk. Let's see. MK is saying, ever consider doing reaction videos? Are you animated during watching movies? I could totally picture you being like, Chucky would never do that. I don't know how I would be. Yeah, I thought about doing it. I want to do it for Usagi Yojimbo. I don't know if you guys know this, but they made an Usagi Yojimbo TV show. I haven't seen it yet, but I love the comics. Really recommend the comic books. They're awesome. But it would mean I would have to watch Usagi Yojimbo, and this looks like CW decided to do a Japanese rabbit cartoon. It looks bad. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to do this. But yeah, I thought about doing reaction videos like that. But I'm usually, I don't think I could be like some of them. I just think, come on, you're over the, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening in a trailer. I can't do that. I can't. If I'm doing that, I've got my tongue firmly planted right in my cheek. So yeah, I don't know. Jimmy is the most criticized man on YouTube. He got crucified like Peter. One thing I thought was something, and I still bring it up. I can't fucking believe it. He got into a heated argument with Dan Slott. We used to call him Slotto Blocktavius because he was very famous about sending out a bad tweet towards you and then blocking you. So blocked by Slot used to be a good phrase where I'm blocked by Slot. He got into a big argument with Dan Slott, and I got to say he did go overboard. And Jimmy mentioned me, and he flat out called me a racist. Never met me, never talked to me, only knew me through what Jimmy said. And what a dick. But Jimmy had to go through that whole fucking thing. I just got one line. So yeah, Jimmy's had some hardship, but I'll tell you what, Dan Slott also tried to get, I forget, I think he tried to get Captain Frugal fired or something along those lines. It was really freaking weird. Back when Comicsgate first started, it was incredibly weird. I was talking to Weaponized Nerd Rage, and I was just like, this is a lot of James Bond bullshit for a whole bunch of comic book channels. It really was like that. We had newspaper people jumping into our groups, acting like, hey, fellow kids. It was, we had murder, we had death threats. We had somebody just say their kids were, they were going to attack somebody's kids. It was ridiculous. Let's see. You aren't racist. That's true. I am not. I'll answer that question. No, I can't possibly care about what color somebody is. I honestly just do not give a shit.
Just don't ask him to pick out Dimlin in a lineup from a lineup.
That's true. Do not ask me. Hey, these 3 Asian people, name them. If you show me individual pictures, yeah. If you have all of them lined up, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to. The funny thing is, me and Tim talked about that on the auction where we sold the Common America, and he's like, I can't, he's Korean. He's like, I can't tell us apart either. I was told this was Mustard and Bigotry channel. They doxed you. My brother doxed me, Jimmy, long before anybody else did. When he was on the channel, he got mad at me. My brother. He had to go because he would lose his temper a lot easier than I do. And he called me by my name, and he was known as Chef Jack Butler. So when he goes, Aaron, okay, well, it's out now. And then, of course, back then also, I wasn't doing face reveals. And Jack put up on his Twitter, hey, it's me and my brother all righty. It's all done. Might as well. So here you go. The first time
That's why it had more views.
You know what? You may be onto something. But yeah, he did that. And I remember the first time I actually did an official face reveal here was after the big debate. And I mentioned, you can't insult me, so please be funny at it. So I said, okay, I'm going to do the face reveal. Give me your best insults. Go. And the best one I got was, you look like the Kingpin's less intimidating brother. I love that one. Yeah. But yeah, my brother doxed me long before anybody else did. So I didn't care. Plus, once my name and face is out there, I don't worry. I don't care now. Actually, a lot of people now have my home address because they've ordered books off of me, and I've sent them to them. So they've got my home address. But then again, I've got theirs too. But yeah, so I'm flat out doxed 100% at this point. What video do you have in mind for me to edit? I don't know. I don't know just yet. The ones that I'm doing are the ones that I want to put out. Like right now, what I've got set up is the first Black Spider-Man, which leads to the first Spider-Woman, who is Black. And from there, it's going to lead to the first appearance of Spider-Woman, and then the first appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D. So those are what I've got lined up as far as the next 4, as well as the top 5 comic covers up from Amazing Spider-Man of every year. So I've got that one, and the costumes and cosplays of Harley Quinn. So I don't know exactly where I'm going. I'm sorry, Rhaegar, did you say Dr. Evil? Am I going to have to pop that out again? Might as well. There we go. I love that bit. Unfortunately, I can't do those because every time I do those, we get pulled down. Even the German one, we get copyright claimed. A video that isn't a news of the week, something that can stand the test of time and grow over. They're called evergreens. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. I want to get back to that as well. I've just got to get over the writer's block right here. So there you go. Anywho, kids, I'm going to call it here. It's been an hour and 15. So thank you for all the commentary, Evil Black Cat. Thanks for jumping on. And everybody, thanks for joining in. I kind of, that was very therapeutic. Certainly appreciated it. I was pissed, man. I don't want to go on Twitter again. I'm going to just turn off Twitter because this has been pissing me off, man, all night long. Oh my goodness. I've got my notifications up. Okay. Yep. I shouldn't have turned on. God damn it. No, anyway, once again, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And, let's see. Obviously, we're going to be doing our Friday night reading again. I think I said what we were going to do, but I forgot. So it's going to be up in the air, whatever it turns out to be. But join us. It's a lot of fun. We just find a silly or stupid comic, and we just make a lot of fun of it with the worst freaking high school drama reading that you could possibly imagine. So that's entertaining. 9 o'clock Eastern or 8 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. We're going to do the auction. I'm trying to see. I thought I had all the big dogs over here, but it looks like I just have my Silver Age collection. I am a Disney fan. Got a Spin and Marty, stuff like that. Monkeys. I'm also a Monkeys fan. They were a big influence on the Beatles. Anyway, Twitter was cancer since yesterday. Yeah, I know. I hate it. I hate getting freaking drawn into all of that stuff. And yeah, I just hate it. I feel kind of silly that I do sometimes. Anyway, once again, thanks for hanging out. If you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
Later, people.